Hey guys, welcome to another video. So I wouldn't normally do this preamble, but I wanted to give you a little bit of context before we go into the stunning luxury home house tour that will follow. Basically, this was, if you haven't seen it yet, I did a documentary on Machiya. It's these traditional homes in Kyoto. And when I did that, I collected so much footage that not all of it could make it into the actual final project. And this was my favorite home. I was saying when we were touring around this place that if I could one day have a dream traditional Japanese home, this is very much footing the bill for me. I would probably go with something like this. So for people who've watched that video before, the whatchamacallit, the documentary, I didn't want you to start this video and then go, oh, I've already seen that before. So I'm making this to put a timestamp either down below in the script description, or I'll check it out and I'll flash it up on the screen now with a little infographic to let you know if you've seen that previous video where you could jump ahead to on this one to skip all that and basically be left off from where I had finished in the previous video. But chances are a lot of you are only actually seeing this for the first time, so it totally doesn't matter and you can just watch the whole thing and you don't need to worry about this at all. But to give you some sense, like, of the luxury of this place, how it's this, if you were to purchase this home, it's 11,247 square meters, 59,800,000 yen for the that's the ticket on it, and that brings it to about $562,000 US. So this is a sleek, beautifully renovated luxury home that you can get in Kyoto from the Hachise real estate company. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way, but they'd said afterwards, they were like, hey, you got that video footage of those places? Why don't you show it to people? So I won't talk any longer. You want to check out the tour itself, I'm sure, but like I say, timestamp either here on the screen or down below if you've seen that much of the footage before. And this is thorough. You're going to see everything. It's so funny how key the bathroom seems to be for everybody. So that's included for those of you who want to see the vanity, as it's called. All right, I've talked enough. On to the tour. So we've done a lot in the course of this documentary, going around to all kinds of locations, talking about the specific cultural details. In the case of this house, we're going in a different direction. It's just pure fanboydom. This is my dream house, and I get to show you, which is very, very exciting for me. All right, so it does follow the traditional design in one sense, and that is that this first building that we're going to enter into is a renovated Machiya, and it has all the characteristics like you would expect. So right away we enter into the Ginkan, and we have the what would you call this, basically cement rock floor, I suppose. And then from here we're going to enter into the living room. And here, everything has been redone, and everything has been redone to a super high level of quality. Some of it, for character, has been retained. It's the perfect mix and match that I would like here. So when you come in, obviously you can tell that the floors have been completely redone. But when you look over here to the right, you're going to see that for these sliding doors, they kept that. They've got the personality there. But then, let's head into the kitchen. Totally redone. This is my dream kitchen, and I think a lot of people would agree would be theirs as well. You've got this great light through the windows here. You've got all this countertop space. They've taken into account, obviously, the color coding for the rest of the room, that everything goes with everything else. And that minimalist in me likes the really simple lines that you find everywhere. It's beautiful. It's perfect. I could go on for hours, but we don't have that time. Now, when I was younger, in an old home, when I was on Vancouver Island, something that I really enjoyed was in the lower part of our home is we had a stove oven. And when I was looking at the designs of this home, I was happy to discover that's something they have here. So we're about to go out into the middle garden, which separates this front area from the new, totally new detached home in the back. But you can imagine sitting here in this living room with the stove on and being so close to the elements next to you that there would be such an ambience that you would get from that, whether it was wind, whether it was rain, whether you got to watch the snow come down from here. To be so close to those elements is, again, it's a word I'll use a million times in the course of this, so relaxing, and it's really nice to be close to it. One of my favorite things, one of the million favorite things I'll enjoy here, I'm going to pick a bunch of them. Let's head out to the garden. So, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say traditionally, but when I've seen most gardens in Amachia, it's been that they're for flowers, they're for enjoying some kind of view. But here, we have something totally different, which you can see it's self-evident. Here is your own personal vegetable garden. So you come home, you've got this beautiful living room, you put on your wood fire, you come out to your garden for whatever you've grown, collect something, and then you go and cook it. It's like, I was talking before about how a house can be more than simply functional. It can integrate entirely with how you live, and I think that's accomplished really well by having something like a vegetable garden. We want to check out upstairs. And first, because I know that people got angry at Drew and I on other tours that we've done in buildings, we didn't show them the bathroom. So I'll step out of the way. They've got a really, really nice, I'm going to say word facade. It's not that. There's a word that you have for the splash guard around a sink. It's really nice. And then you have the bathroom. This house has the benefit of having two. In the detached home, there's another bathroom and shower there. We'll show you, but you have this as well. So I'll let the cameraman get in there. In your usual Japanese style, it probably speaks to you, asks you how your day is, provides you respite in a busy week. And there it is, everything tastefully designed and restored. Now heading upstairs, there's two rooms upstairs. You'll see this theme that's happening again and again and again, where a lot of times if you're going to go upstairs, you're going to get a view of a garden, and when they're going to improve on the previous design, the gradient of these stairs in these new homes is not something that you're so likely to trip up on or die. Now, where it's more modern, say, to have not tatami mats, that's something that they've kept here. We can come into this room. All of these, with this much space, who are you kidding? You're going to be able to have bedrooms. Say you're raising a family. Say you're having an office space. It's really up to you to decide what you're going to do with them, but you have tons of space. From here we have a view out to the road. And in an older home, you might have these mats that would normally come down, but they've upgraded that for heating reasons, obviously. Everything is new wood fixtures. And then through here, where I was talking about the view to the garden, in this, which we have this fantastic workspace to the left of me here. Got your workspace. Then out to the right, which we can get a view from, you'd be able to look out again and see the vegetable garden that you have growing down below. Maybe even if the blinds are down on the other side, wave to the other person who's over there doing whatever they're doing. Wave, yes. All right, coming back to the detached home now. This is not Machia in any sense of the word. The front is, and now they built a completely new, completely modern structure in the back. Not to say that it's any less interesting. So, as is so popular, in Japan you would separate your toilet from your sink usually, and they haven't totally done that here. I have to say they've almost gone with something perhaps a little more Western, where it's still in the connected room, but you can see they couldn't quite help themselves that we have this rail here that is still suggesting it's on a different plane, and where this is wood below me here, the toilet is separated by that rock layer as opposed to being exactly the same. I've grown accustomed to it, and I totally understand why they do it. Now, what else to say here? This is an absolutely beautiful, spacious room in terms of what, if you have, especially when I compare this to things like Tokyo, this is incredible. Beautiful new modern shower. everything much larger than you would expect. That we're seeing a lot of that here. Like, I am not used to large dimension homes and spaciousness like we're seeing in. That's something you find, I suppose, when you get away from the mega city center. Kyoto is still popular, culturally significant, but if it's not Tokyo, you're getting a lot more for a lot less. Now, slipping these on again. Let's see if I can help the cameraman.
Good man.
Thank you. We have a little extra storage that they have here, whatever it is that you would want to put. And then it follows into the back. We have this nice step-up stone, more tatami mat. And then this is another bedroom space, and whatever, well, the top is the bedroom, but whatever you wanted to turn this into down below, you could. Maybe a little tea room, who knows, whatever's to your liking. And then out back, we have, this is purely a viewing garden, something to sit in and be next to nature and enjoy. But you're not growing any vegetables out here, and it's private on either side. I think they've done a great job as well, where obviously you don't own the structure behind. That's where their property line ends, but it's such a beautiful rock wall. They've done a cool thing, which is to integrate that with the view. You might not own the wall, but you got the view anyways, and it's really, really nice. Now, I wouldn't usually like a loft apartment, because I find that when people do loft apartments, what ends up happening is that the ceilings are too short. Any loft guy, as soon as he gets up into it, if he's a tall person, you get to the top and you realize it was cool in concept, but not actually once you're standing up there and you're bent over. You can see, obviously, that's not a problem I have when I come up here. You've got all the room in the world. You're going to comfortably fit in whatever size bed it is that you want. This isn't a space as an afterthought. It's a space totally integrated with the whole design, which gives you, yeah, basically a fully functional bedroom. And from here, once more, that infamous view out to the main garden, which is really, really nice. Now, if I didn't already want to live in a beautiful Machiya before, when I saw this place, totally sold. I have less to say about it in terms of like tradition, more simply, I just love it. I love the Japanese usage of space, and actually, if you want to know more about the actual reason or why this is constructed as it is, with this like very long and narrow rectangular kind of shape to it, I'll have put a card up on this video so you can check out the documentary, where this is just the tour of the building. If you want to know the architectural details of these kind of things, I've got like a 26-minute video dedicated to going around to all these different Machiya locations that we visited. But this was fun, just like it's fun to look at really, really cool houses. Yeah, I think there's something about that too. Like, I don't know if you've ever built forts before, if ever, pillow forts, doesn't matter, you could be outside or not. I lived on in Highland, so I was doing that all the time. There's something about a design where it's like narrower like that feels like cozy and safe to me, which I really, really like. There's something that like appeals to some primal boyish instinct to like be in this secret safe space with like more interesting shapes and narrower passageways that you go down, let alone you have these two gardens that are totally private and all that other cool stuff in the course of the tour that went down. What is your favorite dream home? Is this something that appeals to you? That's what I'm curious about, because that's my personal preference. This is for me. I would live in a place like this, but do you prefer the more boxy kind of homes? I get used to that now. When I go home, it so strikes me the kind of like culturally different style in which homes are built, whether it's in Japan or back in Canada or the States, where I find in the States and in Canada as well, there's like, perhaps it's the mindset of how much room there is in Canada, but there's just way more overall spaciousness in homes, which is nice on the one hand, but it lends itself, I think, to like blander, just big open spaces. I don't know. I don't have a definitive answer for this, for which is right or wrong, but I know that there is something uniquely appealing to me when I'm in these Japanese ones, which is cool. So if you like the video, please do drop a like, maybe subscribe. In fact, definitely subscribe for more cool stuff like this if apartment tours and home tours in Japan are something that you're interested in. Please do consider supporting me on my Patreon. That goes an immeasurable distance to helping my channel grow and me being able to one day do this full time so I can bring you day in, day out sweet tours of awesome houses in Japan. I'll end saying thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video, another one to come shortly. I've got a cool topic. It's going to be a walk and talk. We'll have a discussion of something interesting. All right, that's it for now.